Tim Cook has basically chosen to obliterate modern PC hardware, adding RTX to the M3, which, not a huge step, is a big one, and I'll show you why. Apple has seemingly been targeting performance hard since the first Apple silicon chip with the M1 MacBook Pro. Some years later, and Apple is still going steady pace, adding more features and compatibility options for developers. But the raw performance of M2 right now is like, what? Could this be the new gaming machine you're looking for? The M2 MacBook Pro is not the newest MacBook Pro, but still an amazing machine, and you should expect decent gaming, right? If you want to game on your Mac, you can't just download Steam and boot your favorite game. You will need to do some translating, and the easiest way is with Crossover. You can basically play any Windows game directly from your Mac, and you can play them pretty well. But what games can you play, and how do you even get started?
I want to hear what Gamer has to say.
M2 chips brought crazy performance to Mac, and Apple dropping the game porting toolkit further cemented Apple's foot in the gaming market. So you can download Crossover from the CodeWeaver's website, move it to your applications folder, and you will get a homepage like this. Now simply go to install and pick your favorite game. If your game isn't listed, you can try downloading the launcher of that game and then downloading the game, like Steam for Fallout New Vegas, something I had to do even though Crossover does support the game. While Macs aren't the first thing you think when thinking gaming, if you're already getting one for work or school, or just generally, knowing the base M2 Pro will be strong enough to run games is a nice bonus, and a huge reason some people may choose to buy a Mac. So being able to decently play games like Elden Ring, Cyberpunk, and we're going to see all the different games and just what we can play on our Mac right now. If you want to get super spicy, you can download the game porting toolkit yourself and use Wine to basically run any game. But the easiest way is with Crossover. If you look at the game compatibility website by CodeWeavers, you can see games and how well they are expected to run with Crossover. You will see some games that say they won't work, but there are ways to still get them working, so just stay vigilant and check the games that are there. A game I've been wanting to play on my Mac basically since I got the M2 Pro is Elden Ring, and now being able to, while not super great, is still really cool. Running at the Mac native resolution is the main problem, but if you turn back the resolution and low settings, like 1080p low, you can get a fairly decent experience. Not great, but not terrible either. If you want to play Cyberpunk, a very similar story, 1080p low is the way to go. You want to have a playable experience, and 1080p is more than that. So yes, Mac gaming is finally here, and it's what Mac gaming always has been, just not universal. Decent. You can't crank new AAA titles at Macs, but how long has it been since a MacBook could even boot a true AAA title? Your best bet was the chest Apple had pre-installed or something. Crossover is basically a way of doing what your Mac can already. If you go to the Wine route, it's much more involved and you may find yourself confused. Luckily, Apple has made getting the game porting toolkit very simple, and you can just download it from the Apple Dev website. Maybe you want to do some light gaming like Minecraft. You'll be happy to know that Minecraft runs fairly well, getting pretty good FPS in the high 80s. But what about modded Minecraft? I installed CurseForge, a modded Minecraft launcher, and surprisingly I could install one of the beefiest mod packs I could find and was able to get playable FPS. It wasn't great, fairly choppy, but it was still playable, and if you're patient enough, you could do a playthrough like this. Cyberpunk, Elden Ring, Minecraft, Fallout. What can't you play? Technically nothing. Mac should now practically be able to run any Windows application through one means or another. The performance is not completely there, but it's so close you might as well consider it when buying a Mac. I would say the M2 Pro is the bare minimum for any gaming. The 16GB of RAM gives you just enough leeway. Seeing this makes me think the M3 Max is going to be a large jump in performance, but only time will tell. I was able to play Elden Ring on my Mac, which is kind of mind-blowing to me, but now all we need is Apple Silicon performance to jump, and we might soon be getting MacBooks as full-blown gaming laptops. The amount of mods you can have downloaded is insane. Crossover has a lot of games already, and Apple's dev kit can be used by you. With some hoops, you can basically run whatever game you want. Gaming on Mac OS has long been a dream of many, and if you want, you can check out my last Oculus video where we highlighted some of the ways Apple may be starting to target gaming markets, which would be much appreciated after being ignored for so long. We don't know how for sure any of this is. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this, and if you enjoyed, then please leave a like, and if you hated it, then you can leave a dislike, and leave your thoughts on the new MacBooks in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. All right.